Hey guys, high school bass coach here. I'm filling in for Logan this week. This week we are at our first BASS high school qualifier down in Lake Gaston. We're staying at the AmeriCamps, which is right across from the Holly Grove Marina. Very good accommodations there if you like camping and you don't want to wait in line a long time for a boat ramp. We had a pretty good practice. We're going to go out and try and duplicate what we did in practice, but you'll see that the plan kind of falls apart. And we end up going to our plan B, which was further down lake. So sit back and watch our decision-making process on this very stingy Lake Gaston. We had a 1-hour fog delay, but the nice thing about it was they added that hour to the end of the day, so our weigh-in time was scheduled for 3:30.
That was a short cut. Yes, 3:30.
Right there.
Take care of it. There goes 92. Look at that goes. Right now. 19. Got it. Thank you. 20.
Right here. We good?
21.
All right. All right. Oh. I got a lot on that.
We decided to make a long run up the river and fish some laydown wood that we found in practice. We were able to get a few to blow up on a topwater, and we'd caught a really good one, about a 3-pound plus fish on a spinnerbait. So we were going to go and try and duplicate that this morning, knowing that it was going to be a pretty tough weigh-in. We were thinking that, somewhere between 12 and 15 pounds was going to win this tournament. Those were the type of fish that we wanted. So we took a run up there and tried our luck. All right, boys, get them.
That's right.
Part of that was a little sketchy.
Yeah. What a word. I'm gonna turn this draft down here.
See that guy in the kayak?
No.
Let's try that popcorn too, Jake. You going way up in? You going way up in? We had a visitor come in this creek. He's another tournament fisherman. He came right up the middle of the creek, idling his 250 horse motor and just churning up the mud. So I wasn't a huge fan of that. Would have rather that didn't happen, but at the same time, we just backed out of there and let him have the creek to himself.
They stopped and fish right there, we're having birds.
Do what?
They stopped and fish right there, we're having birds.
Let's try that popcorn too, Jake.
You're fishing. You're doing what somebody else is. Like we were that far down.
Where? On the bow? Yeah.
Catch anything in here?
Caught a catfish, you know. Maybe like a little 1 pounder bass, that was it.
Oh.
You guys fishing around here often, or?
No, we're fishing
We're in
tournament
a
this
high
morning.
school tournament today.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. Well, good luck, you guys.
Yeah, you
Thank
too.
you.
Let's get out like that. Was there a bunch of other boats back there?
No, there's just that one that went ahead.
The one ahead of me?
Yeah. That was
Okay.
it.
Yeah, honestly, we fished a bunch of this the other day. Didn't do very good.
Might be better in the afternoon too, in the sun
Yeah.
position for fish more, because look, they got so much area to be in right
Yeah.
now.
When you go back out, cut to the right and fish a little bit around that culvert. See if there's anything, you know, just make a few casts up in there.
Alright.
I think most people come in here and come this way. There might be a big one laying up in there. Never know. The one you had tight on yesterday.
Yeah.
Okay, see all that brush up there?
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna use that.
Alright, then just go out.
Hey, fish the mouth of it though. I mean, you can probably make it through. Hey, watch out for that stick right there.
Yeah, I get the towel back in there.
Maybe something to follow it like yesterday. Hold on, you might want to stay here for a second. Cause there's stumps in there.
No water back in there though.
No water where those fish were yesterday.
Oh yeah, these. There's a boat right around the corner.
Should be that Phoenix.
Alright, let's idle across.
We're going. That's going on their side. They're gonna hit that side. I feel like there should be fish here. I mean, this looks really good.
Uh-huh.
So, I mean, just keep fishing around this thing.
Looks like they're not moving any water today, but Sunday and Monday they're moving water again.
Well, it's gonna be tough for everyone, man. Except maybe someone who has a bunch of brush piles offshore or something. But I don't know about that either. I mean, it's not like the water's not moving just for us.
This is where we realized it was going to get a little interesting. We noticed that there was no water flowing around the bridge like there was in practice. And in this river system, current is everything, is what I found anyway,
I'm looking at the
in the short amount of time that I've fished this river. So we pulled up the Dominion Power website, and that actually tells you when they're going to be running water and how many CFMs they're going to be running through it. And to our surprise, they ran it Friday, they stopped running it Saturday, which was the day of our tournament, and they were going to continue again to run it Sunday and Monday. So we were stuck in a very slack water situation, and we could not get the fish to bite. I know they were there, but they just were not eating.
Yeah, and current's below full pool right now, so they're not gonna be letting anything out of there. I think we're out of the white toads. Just put a black one on there.
No, they're in that little box right there.
Are they?
Yeah.
The white toads?
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I didn't think it would run out of them. Put it on there and then glue the watch of rod tips. Get the super glue too.
Yeah, I got it. I got it.
When you get that rigged up, we should run down and fish that dock where Papa caught that one and that little cut with salt pads. And we can come back up here if you want. We might have to check this a couple times throughout the day, but if they're not running water, I don't know. I'm almost wondering if we should just run down and fish the grass. At least you're gonna have some wind on it. You know? And we'll hit the spots that, I mean, it's gonna be a hell of a run, but I think staying up here is gonna be a death certificate. This is too calm, you know?
Where do you want me to put it?
Yeah. This sucks. They're gonna pull water tomorrow and Monday and none today.
Yeah, well, we can't complain about it.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, I know.
We gotta take the information though and do something smart with it.
Yeah.
It's not fishing spots real quick. They look awful fishing.
So our plan B in practice was to fish wind-blown points with grass, particularly the deeper grass that went out to about 8 feet. But it was really dependent on wind blowing on it, and we had about a 3.5 mile an hour wind out of the northwest, which means the best grass on the lake would have been, in my opinion, all the way down by the dam. So that was about 46-minute run. So we put our heads together and thought, well, you know, this isn't doing it for us. We've tried a couple hours up here, and nothing's panned out. So together we decided, let's go down and fish some grass and see if we can salvage anything out of this day. I did catch a nice 3-pound largemouth down there in practice on this pattern. We found this grass using Google Earth, which has been a very helpful tool for us. We were able to locate the deeper stuff that came out to about 7 to 8 feet, and that seemed to be the best grass on the lake.
Yeah, I got it.
What is it?
A jig. Just real quick. I want to get like 1 or 2 skips under there.
Man, every now and then you'd hit one of them waves that come out of nowhere, and it's like,
Yeah.
Jesus.
Well, they've been around for so long.
I know.
It's going to be good around this morning.
Yeah.
I reckon.
saying. You got to get in some moving water. Something. See, that's a 3.5 mile an hour wind, but it's moving it. That river was just too slack, man.
Yeah, it just.
I feel like we fished that cover really good. I mean, you were banging around a crankbait down there, and he was fishing it shallow. I think we did everything we could. I think without him running water, it's going to be tough today.
Upriver, especially.
Yeah.
I mean, and
I think we can catch him doing this, so I really do.
All right, I'll get her.
And it may not be in the first 10 minutes, but I think we can catch him. Just wait. Just wait. This is a run and gun technique. We're trying to focus just on the points of grass and the stretches of grass that have the most wind blowing on it. Our goal is to hit several of these throughout the day and possibly come back and even hit the better ones a second time. These fish will move in and out of the grass as the day goes on. It's on 2 feet. I think I just reversed it. Jacked up my front.
Did you?
It doesn't look like it. I think I did hit bottom.
Yeah.
No, it's 6 feet right.
Came in here kind of fast.
Yeah. In a hurry.
Man, this could be a fish right there.
There should be some in here, huh?
Oh. I like this crap.
Huh? Yeah, this grass
You
is
can get rid of this shit.
Someone has to make a sandwich.
Take you a bite, bud.
Get some food, man. Take you a bite.
Saw fish coming out underneath this stuff. Underneath the boat. Man, it's like the wind's dying out before it gets here. It's out there, but it's not here.
The dock might be breaking it up a little bit. Want to fish those over there? Or go around the dock and fish that other little patch right there, I guess. In order to be the most efficient, I had one boy in the front throwing a moving bait and one in the back throwing a flipping bait. we were able to cover the edges and some of the thicker stuff in the middle. And the grass had pockets in it too, which you could also see from Google Earth. A lot of them had an inner edge and an outer edge to it, surprisingly enough.
There you go.
Fired up now, buddy.
Sorry.
Hey.
Points. Everything you think is points.
You got it right on the phone.
I thought it was 6-pounder. There you go. That's the right cast, Jake. There you go. About the camera.
Oh,
Watch your
yeah,
rod.
it is.
Logan, watch your rod. You're right on his line. How did that happen?
I don't know, dude.
That was a shame right there. Real decent spotted bass that come off at the boat. You know, sometimes when they're hitting a moving bait, they just don't get it all the way. And that's the difference sometimes between, you know, a top 10 finish and not a top 10 finish on a tough day like today. Oh well, we'll keep on casting.
There's a spot.
I caught it right around the corner, right where the grass is. Yeah.
This was the last spot where I actually caught it. Then turn around and back off that point a little bit and make longer casts out to it. Were they in the grass?
They followed my swim jig all the way to the boat.
Logan had some followers here on a white swim jig, and I just think the water was too clear and the profile was too big for what they wanted. So I had one throw a drop shot and the other one throw a shaky head. And then we also tried a fluke, something a little bit more finesse. And it ended up paying off.
Maybe go back down through there nice and slow with a fluke. They'll eat that. Because both times it seems like it was better back in that corner right where the point of rocks is. Man, that's a big house. Look at the size of that thing. That thing is thick. There you go. I told you to catch them like that.
Well, give me the damn.
The drag. Why is the drag so loose? I lost him.
You sure you lost them?
Positive.
He may still be on there.
I don't know where he'd be though, because he ran way back into that stuff.
You can tell the boys are getting frustrated. It's been a long day, and they've worked really hard for the one fish that they have in the live well. This is another misfortune here. Logan threw up into the grass with a fluke, and I think it was a spotted bass probably took him back into the grass, and he never could get a really good hook set on it. And the drag was set too loose. Probably the last person that was using that rod had it set loose because they were fighting a fish, and he didn't check it, and it was just, it's unfortunate things that happen, especially when you're you're starting to lose your patience a little bit.
Right in the grass. I always still bite the fluke. That's when I'm gonna start throwing.
That's what I'm saying. They were, they fight that. That's
Pretty fish.
busted.
What busted? The GoPro?
No, just the mount. Let's fish this corner real hard with smaller baits,
A Ned rig.
Might be just have to downsize a little bit.
Because the wind's not blowing,
I throw a drop shot, Jake. They were following that a bunch and not eating it.
I watched that fish eat it too. I didn't see him, but I just saw my fluke just vanish, And I was like, yeah, there's definitely fish on there.
Set the hook, you freaking bent the rod over real good.
Yeah, and I had the drag set like at nothing either.
I had it like that the other day when that one was. When I caught that
Blame
one.
your dad for that one too. Cost us another fish.
No, because that wasn't even, there was nothing even on this rod. There was a drop shot on it. But we probably haven't used since New York.
That's probably, yeah, you're probably
set
right.
smaller. My fault for not checking the freaking drag before catching it.
Make a long cast of that fluke, Logan, right out on the point. On that point of grass. Get it way out away from the boat. There you go. Surprise him. It ain't gonna hit here. It's 10 feet back there.
Told me that before watching him drop all over.
It took me that long to process everything. You have a graph up there, don't you?
Yeah, I know, but what's up here isn't the same depth as what's back there. There was a fish in the ground. No, there's gonna be one here. They will eat a fluke. Oh, that felt like a good fish too. I don't know if it's just because the spotted bass are aggressive, but boy. I'm almost wondering if I need to throw this thing on a bait cast.
There you go. Give him room, Logan.
Man. Jeez.
That ain't gonna be 12, I don't think. Kick the boat out a little bit.
God damn it.
Swallow.
I don't think he's 12.
Damn, surprised. We don't need to weigh him, just put number 2 on. Hang on a minute. Oh, jeez, that's pitiful, man. Wow. Barely made it. It's 12 and a quarter.
This last area we found in practice was unique to everything that we were doing this week. It's a little pocket, and it's got a very sandy bottom, and there's a lot of bluegill beds in there, and there was actually some really small bluegills in there cruising around. And we caught a fish in there, a decent-sized spotted bass on a chatterbait in practice, and we saw 2 big fish just cruising. It was almost like it was springtime. So it was kind of odd, but we kind of kept that up our sleeve in case we needed it. And we decided to go back in there, and I kind of told the boys we'd have to do it. You know, we'd have to sneak in there. It's a really small pocket. Put the power poles down, make a long cast with a, something that's not going to be, too powerful. Like maybe a drop shot or a fluke or a floating worm or something like that. So this was our last stop of the day. We're running out of time, and we're just trying to scratch out anything that we could at this point.
The dock is most likely going to be at along the water.
There you go. That's Jake. Is it a good one?
Yeah.
Keep him out of the weeds. He ain't gonna be 14.
Oh, weigh him and see which one's heavier. That
Well,
one's definitely
it's
heavier.
definitely bigger than the last one.
It
That might be 14.
There might be
There's
another one.
20 right there.
Don't cast way up in there, Jacob. There might be another one back in there. On top of them.
Yeah, boy. Hammering them now, ain't we?
Is he 14?
Oh, I got that one.
Might be.
Yeah. Wait.
Is he?
Yep.
Sure.
Look. It's right on
I
the
trust
line.
you.
Wait. Look at that.
Let's go with that.
Contact number 3. I got an order there.
Catching that kicker fish. Man.
All right, it's 2:48. We probably need to get going up that way.
Oh, man. Today's on them.
Yeah, it might have stayed in the river and not caught a fish. You don't know.
Or we could have caught 5 fish in the river.
You don't yet. You never know.
Well, guys, there you have it. One of the toughest days of fishing I've ever been associated with. We're just about out of time, so we're going to make our way back to the ramp for check-in. We're about halfway up the lake, or 3/4 of the way up the lake to check in. So we got a little bit of a run, probably 20 minutes or so. So we didn't want to be late. We did have 3 little fish in the box. Man, what a tough day. Thank you, everybody, for watching. I would like to recognize a couple of our other teams that had exceptional finishes on this tough tournament. First of all, Logan and Austin, they finished 4th, and they also punched their ticket to the state tournament, so congrats, guys. You guys are always a tough team to beat. And then JK and Matthew finished 9th. Congrats again, guys. That was anytime you can get a top 10, that's great. Great points for us towards the state tournament, and I'm sure you guys are going to make it with that good of a start. So congrats to Lake Anna Elite Anglers and all their everybody that fished it and grinded this thing out. It was a tough one.
If you guys enjoyed the video, please consider leaving a like and subscribe. It helps grow the channel. Thanks.